Relationships are the key to successful marketing. Hi, I'm Ruth Kudzi and I'm passionate about helping people live the life that they want to live on their terms. I talk about coaching, positive psychology, neuroscience, and business growth because if you want to live a fulfilling life, then you want to be going from a 0 to a +5 in positive psychology rather than focusing on bringing you up to a 0. I believe that in the service-based industries, relationships are critical. And I'm going to be talking about why at all stages of the buying process. So the thing is, and I was reflecting on this because I just came back from a holiday in Mexico, or maybe a few weeks when you watch this. And one of the things that really struck me was how attentive and how happy people were that you were there. And you really felt like you were welcome. And it made me go back to that quote. People will always remember how you made them feel. So when you make people feel welcome, heard and supported, then you're on to a winner. And this happens at every stage. I know that people get very caught up in how many followers do I have? How many people do I have on my email list? You know, how well known am I? And I would say, yes, size does matter, but it's also what you do with it. So making sure that you value every single person who takes their time to follow you, who takes their time to listen to these videos, to your podcast. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, being genuine and authentic makes a difference. Showing up as who you are. I'm such a believer in being yourself. And it's a really trite thing that we hear about marketing, don't we? Just be yourself. Now, that can feel hard if we're not sure who we are. And this is why coaching helps all of us in our marketing. Understanding our strengths, understanding our preferences, understanding how we are different, and not being afraid to share our vulnerabilities. And I know that I've said this before, it's from Amy Porterfield. We share from the scar, not from the wound. So not being afraid to actually be authentic and honest and vulnerable, but to think about how we do that with boundaries. So we're not sharing every single thing. We're thinking about, okay, what do I feel comfortable sharing? And how can this help others? For example, I've shared about anxiety before because I want to normalize that many of us have anxiety or have anxious feelings, and yet we can still be happy. We can still be successful. We can still get things done. That doesn't mean, if you have crippling anxiety disorder, I'm saying get over it. No, I'm saying get appropriate support. But for many people who are living with that kind of low-level anxiety, hearing that other people have not only lived with it, have functioned with it, have been successful with it, and sometimes still battle it, can be beneficial. So if you see, sharing that part of me can help other people. And that's when I think about when you're sharing things. How is this helping somebody else? How is it helping them either get to know you and build a connection with you? Or how is it helping them in where they are in their life and their business right now? So thinking about what are the things that are relevant and what are the things that aren't relevant. And then you can really look at what you're sharing and why. So first of all, boundaries. Boundaries and sharing. When you're building a relationship with somebody, it is two-way though. So you want to engage with people. Lots and lots of people, I would say, have a very passive approach to social media. They post, but they're not engaging with people. They're not building relationships. They're not having conversations, asking people questions, going on their posts, listening. And we do this in our marketing now, that we ask people questions about themselves because we're curious, because we're interested, because I want to know that when I work with people, they're the right people. And it may take longer to build those relationships, but when you have people that you know are a good fit, when you've taken the time to invest in getting to know people, those relationships are so much richer. So ask questions, engage with people, respond to people, have a dialogue with people. And I'd say it's about being intentional about doing this and having the dialogue, but also remembering that you never know what's going to happen. Just this morning, somebody sent me a message who I've done a 1-hour session with. I was a client. And she said, Ruth, thank you so much for referring someone to me. Now, I did that because I'm like, okay, I know her, I know she does this, and somebody was looking for that. So I was like, okay, she's a really great person, I recommend. So remember that by having conversations with people, maybe people who won't become clients, peers, other people in your industry, by building relationships with them, then there can be referrals, there can be opportunities. And I think that we sometimes forget about this. We are so focused on, oh, okay, could they be a client? How about going there with curiosity? I wonder how this relationship will develop. I wonder if this is the right person for me. I wonder if we're a good fit. Something else, actually, I was talking about today is I had somebody approach me for coaching a couple of years ago, and I actually referred them to somebody else, and they now have a partnership working together. How great is that? It doesn't only, when you are focused on building relationships and genuinely getting to know people, opportunities open up. So instead of always looking at people as potential clients, look at them as individuals. Ask them questions, engage with them. This is a part of marketing I see many people missing out. They're great at doing the stuff where they're attracting people, talking about what they offer. Maybe they've got great videos. But the part that really makes a difference, that means that you're going to convert more people and make more sales, is this part that I call nurture. And that's about conversations. That's about dialogue. That's about getting to know people. That's about answering questions. That's about being open to possibility. You can do that through social media. You can do that through in person. You can do it through networking. You can do it through video. You can do it through email. But really think about, how am I building those relationships? And it doesn't stop after somebody's become a client. My one-to-one coaching has been pretty much referral based for over 3 years. So most people who work with me in one-to-one coaching are referrals. Most people who worked with me in my mastermind are either ex-clients or referrals. Even in the training business, we have a really high level of referrals. So what's going on there? Well, it's because we focus on supporting our clients and our relationship with our clients in both businesses, making sure that we're delivering on what we've said that we're going to deliver and that their customer experience is positive. So that means investing time, money, and energy. It means when there are problems, being humble enough to say, okay, I'm really sorry, we made a mistake there. How can we resolve it? Listening to people, hearing them, working with them, seeing them as a partner rather than you being above them. I think it's so important. And this is important at every level, from memberships up to things that cost a lot more money. If you value your clients, if you build a relationship, if you're really clear on boundaries still, if you listen, if you acknowledge, if you support, if you deliver, that is the best marketing you can do. And that, for me, is why 7 years down the line, I have got 2 businesses that are successful and sustainable. Because I'm always about how can we support our clients and give them a great experience. And I'm also honest and open that when things don't work out, I will listen. And I tell you what, nobody's business is without problems. All of us sometimes will have things that don't work. But when you know, and people know, that you not only listen, you take things on board and you implement them, they know that there's somebody that they can trust and somebody they can recommend. So building relationships builds a sustainable business. It also makes it fun. I know in my personal coaching business, I have people coming back years later for VIP intensives, for one-to-one coaching, to come on my retreats. And it's absolutely brilliant, because knowing that you have got that depth of relationship with somebody, it's so much more fulfilling personally, and actually it's so much more profitable than having to keep going out and seeking more people. So profitable, sustainable businesses are built on relationships. And this is about you showing up for people and showing up for yourself for the long term. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd like you to like and subscribe. And remember to keep abreast of all of our new videos. Just ring that bell and you'll be notified when any new ones come out. And we'd love to hear feedback from you. So if you'd like to post beneath your biggest takeaway, and equally anything that you'd like to hear me talk about, we're always open to feedback.